Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host, as always, Ray Flowers. Wanted to start out and give some props to the Sharks. In case you missed it last night, and you probably did if you're not a big-time hockey fan, the Sharks came back from a 4-0 deficit against the Los Angeles Kings in Game 3 of the first-round series. Only the fourth time in the history of the playoffs that a team has come back from a 4-goal deficit to win. They won 6-5 in overtime. If you're not a hockey fan, watch that game. It'll turn you into one. On the field, let's start out with the big news of the day for people, especially those that were counting on this youngster to be a productive part of their lineup this season. Brandon Belt of the Giants has been demoted to AAA. Now, I've been talking about this, writing about this for a while now. It's not a surprise. Belt has really struggled. He's only got 2 extra base hits in his 52 at-bats this season. He didn't look completely lost. His walk-to-strikeout ratio was still 0.62, so he was still doing some nice things, but he just wasn't hitting well enough right now. The team needed an open roster spot because Cody Ross and his injured calf is ready to go. So the Giants activated Ross, sent Belt down to AAA. No word yet on how long that demotion will last. Hopefully it'll be a soon thing. Belt thinks he just has to do some minor tweaks to his swing to get things going in the right direction again. May not see him for a while, but don't take this to say anything about the Giants' long-term hope for Belt. They still have a lot of hope for him to be an all-star caliber player for a very long period of time. Ian Stewart. Now, Ian Stewart has also been sent to AAA, and that's a bit surprising given his track record at the big league level. He's basically, though, an all swing and miss home run type of hitter. 241 career average. Thus far, he had 2 hits and 26 plate appearances, was hitting 77. Not going to get it done. A big-time strikeout guy. Almost a third of all of his at-bats during his major league career resulted in a strikeout. When you do that, you're never going to hit for average, and you're really going to have long periods of ineffectiveness at the dish. So he'll go down, try to recapture a swing. In the meantime, Ty Wigington should see a lot of work at third base. That is because Todd Helton over at first base has looked very good this season. I'm not going to say Helton's rejuvenated and the hitter he was 5 years ago, because he's not. But his back woes have been held under control enough to allow him to be very effective. He just moved into 32nd place on all-time major league list for doubles in a career. Helton looks good. Wigington will play third base for a while. Remains to be seen when Ian Stewart will be seen back with the Rockies. I wouldn't think it'd be very long if he goes down and tears it up at AAA. Jed Lowrie, he's an everyday player, folks. All of you that wanted to get him in your lineup as that everyday guy, now you've gotten your wish. You can read Conspiracies and Comebacks at BaseballGuys.com for more on my thoughts on Lowrie. Be careful not to overemphasize the hot start that he's had. Don't think you're getting Alex Rodriguez there if you pick up Jed Lowrie. Ryan Franklin, he's no longer the Cardinals' closer. Now, the team didn't come out and say he's been demoted, he's no longer going to get looks or anything like that, but they said there's going to be a role change for Franklin, which is basically saying the same thing. Now, the problem is Tony La Russa, who is the master of the matchup, we don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to go Trevor Miller? Is he going to go Miguel Batista? Is he going to go Jason Mott? Is he going to go Mitchell Boggs, who would be my selection to pick up if you're looking to target one guy in this bullpen? Is he going to go with all of them? Is he going to go with one of them? We just don't know at the moment. It's an unsettled situation. Again, I would pick up Boggs. If you're a Franklin owner, now is the time to panic with him. He's got 4 blown saves, 2 losses, an ERA over 11.5, and a whip of over 2. He has looked abysmal so far in the early start of the season. Jason Bay hopefully will return to action on Thursday. Now, he's got a ribcage issue that he's coming back from. He had an awful first season with the Mets that was eventually ruined and ended by the concussion. But let's not forget with Jason Bay, every season of his career that he's had 500 at-bats, he's had at least 21 home runs, 81 RBIs, and 78 runs scored. He's not a difference maker, but Jason Bay is a very good player. If he can just stay healthy, he should be a very productive middle-of-the-order weapon for a Mets team that really needs him to be that. Austin Jackson, I warned everyone about Austin Jackson coming into the season. Hopefully you listened. The big reason for the concern was twofold. Tons of strikeouts as a rookie last year. 27.5% of his at-bats ended with a whiff. And he had a .396 batting average on balls in play, a massive number, one of the better numbers in baseball the past 5 seasons. That number was going to regress, and when it did, if he didn't cut down the strikeouts, he would have some struggles. Well, here we are, 18 games into the 2011 season for him, and Jackson looks totally lost at the plate. His strikeout ratio has gone from 27.5 last year to over 32%, meaning he's striking out almost once every 3 at-bats this year. He's batting .152 through those 18 games of the season. There's even been some whispers of potentially sending him back down to the minor leagues to try to find his swing. I don't know if the Tigers will go in that direction, but if you're an Austin Jackson owner, put him on your bench, sit on him, hope he turns things around because the wheels are legit, but his approach to the plate is getting him in an awful lot of trouble right now. And then finally, David Aardsma had his first appearance in the minors last night. Didn't look great in his inning of work, but he threw 22 pitches, reported no setbacks. It looks pretty probable that he'll be back with the Mariners by the end of next week at the latest. Remains to be seen how long it'll take him to get back in that ninth inning role, but pretty much everyone expects him to be back in that role in short order. If you're a Brandon League owner right now, I suggest holding on to him even when Aardsma returns. It's not a certainty that A, Aardsma will be successful, or that B, he won't suffer any physical setbacks. I'm Ray Flowers, BaseballGuys.com. Thanks for joining me on Around the Horn here on Wednesday. I'll talk to you all again soon.